Hello everyone. We are doing lesson 12, Unit 10, when we are solving fractional equations. So we've looked at only expressions so far and simplifying them and canceling. So now we have equations, so they have an equal sign. So we want to solve for x. If you have, we're starting right with the first exercise. If you have a single fraction on the left and a single fraction on the right, like you do in exercise A and B, you could just cross multiply. So you could just cross multiply and then solve for x. So we have 2x minus 2 equals 20x plus 25. And then just solve, bring the x over, bring the 25 over. Remember your inverse operation. So then I have 18x, I don't know what happened there. 18x equals negative 27, divide by 18, and you have x equals negative 3/2. It's okay to get negatives. In the next problem, a little more complicated. What you have to consider is the denominators. When you get a value of x equals 2 or x equals 6, it will be undefined. So those are extraneous roots. So if that occurs, you have no solution if you have x equals 2. Because if I put in 2 to this first one, 2 minus 2 is 0. If I put 6 into the second one, 6 minus 6 is 0. You still, since they're single fractions, cross multiply. I'll show you this step because now this is your box for these two, okay, or you're double distributing. And when you double distribute or use the box, you get x squared minus 5x minus 6. And then when you distribute the 2, you get 4 minus 2x. Now, since you have an x squared, you have to keep that x squared positive and bring everything over to the same side as the x squared. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Menu 331 it. Factors of negative 10 that give you 3. Whatever. So factors of 10 that give you 3 are negative 5. Positive 2 that equals 0. Therefore, x equals 5. X equals negative 2. Both are good solutions, because the ones that were not good solutions were 2 and 6. Beans. In exercise 2, you have multiple expressions to form the equation. So we need to follow the same format we used in lesson 10, I believe it was, where we found the LCD. So you want to find the least common denominator for all the three fractions in this equation. So you have a 2, 4x, and 4x. So the LCD is 4x. Then once that occurs, you multiply everything by 4x. So everything will be multiplied by 4x. Here, the 2 is going to cancel with the 4 to give you a 2x. So you have 2x. The 4x cancels totally, minus 9 equals. The 4x cancels totally, equals 3. So then it wants you to solve. Now you have a basic equation to solve. Again, x cannot equal 0 because of that 4x right there. It'll make it undefined. So if I bring the 9 over, that gives me 12. 2x equals 12. Then x is 6. And that is your solution. All right, I got interrupted. I don't even know where I am now. So exercise 3, multiple choice. You can do the same thing if you want to do all the work. You get the LCD of 6, 10, and 15 to solve for all these, which would be 30, and then keep going and solving. Or what you can do is put this all in your calculator and do the good old such that. So to show you how it works, all right, most of you know, but some of you still struggle with it. There's your equation that we plug in. The first one is x equals 14. Enter, it's false. So then you come up here, bring it down, back it up, put in 6, false. Bring it down, put in -8, false. Oh boy, hope the fourth one works. Bring it down, back it up, put in 11, and there you go. So that's the one that works, which is choice 4. Okay, so make sure you're able to use your calculator for your benefit. Now, short answers. You might see something like this as a part 2. We have multiple expressions on both sides. So, first thing you consider, these x's. X cannot equal 0. If x equals 0, it is no solution, because then that makes it undefined, so it's no good. Okay, so we have to represent everything. So here's your LCD, which we worked on, like I said, in lesson 10. Of 10 and 5 is 10. Highest x is x squared. So you have 10x squared. So that means you multiply every single term by 10x squared. Of course, we start out with monomials, then we're going to get into polynomials, more difficult. The 10 cancels with the 10, you're left with an x squared. There's your minus. The x cancels with 1x, you have a 10x equals 5x cancels with 10x squared, you are left with a 2x. X squared cancels, another minus, of course, you're left with a 10. So you should have x squared minus 10x equals 2x minus 20, because it was 10 times 2. They give me all ones and then 1, 2. Okay, 10 times 2, which gives you the 20. Now, because it's an x squared, everything has to come over, so we have the positive x squared. So we have x squared minus 12x plus 20 equals 0. Boy, I am popular today. Another brief interruption. Okay, so we have x squared minus 12x plus 20. So I say, okay, menu 331. So here you go. Let's show you. Menu 331. Some people still like, I don't know what's going on. So what do we have? We have 1, and then -12, and then 20. And then we're okay. Okay. Enter. Enter. Look, you have 210. Okay, 210. So, oh, I forgot to snap. So we have x equals 2, x equals 10. All right, back it up. X minus 2, x minus 10 equals 0. And these are your solutions, 2 and 10. I'm going to pick it up a little bit because I have a couple more to get through that are going to get more complicated. X cannot equal 0. Always take that in consideration right there. LCD, 4x squared. Multiply everything by 4x squared. So that means that the 2 cancels. Don't forget what's up here in the top. See how many ones they give you, and then they throw you a 3. That won't happen on the regions. So 2 goes into the 4x squared. You're left with a 2x squared. And then x goes into 4x squared with a 4x. You have a 12x. Minus x squareds cancel. You have minus 4 equals 4x cancel. You're left with an x plus 2x squared cancels. You're left with a 2. X plus 2. Bring everything over. 2x squared. And then, 1x plus 11x minus 6 equals 0. I'm going to menu 331 this as well to show you guys, again, how to back it up with fractions. I know there's going to be a fraction because of that 2 right there. So here we are. Menu 331. Okay. And we have 2. Come on. 2, and what's the next one? 2, and then 11, and then -6. Okay. So you have 6, sorry, -6 and 1/2. So let's go back here. So we have x equals -6, x equals 1/2. Back it up, it's x plus 6. Okay, opposite sign. Here, bring the 2 over first. We have 2x equals 1. Cross multiply. Bring the 1 over. 2x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, or you can do arcing, of course. All right, more challenging ones. Binomials and trinomials in the denominator. Which one can you factor? You can factor the trinomial. What will usually happen, like we've already seen, is this will factor to at least one, or if not both, of the existing binomials that you already have. That's a 3. Okay? So x squared plus 8x plus 15 factors to x plus 5, x plus 3. First things first, x cannot equal -5 or -3, because if I plug it in, it'll give me a 0 in the denominator. My LCD is x plus 5 and x plus 3. So I multiply everything by x plus 5, x plus 3. So the x plus 5 cancels. I have an x plus 3 times x plus 1 plus 18. Oh, that's it. They all cancel. See that? X plus 5, x plus 3 gone. Equals 9. X plus 3 cancels. X plus 5. Okay. So that's what I have when I go ahead and cancel. So everything's been canceled. Here we go. Now we have to combine those two binomials. So x squared plus 4x plus 3 plus 18 equals 9x plus 45. X squared, bring everything over, combine like terms. So then I get x squared minus 5x minus 24 equals 0. 3, 3, 1, whatever you want to do. Factors of 24 that give you 5. We have an x and an x and an 8 and a 3. Minus 8 positive 3 equals 0. X equals 8. X equals -3. Go all the way back to the top. Oh, there you go. Right there is an extraneous root. So that means that that is no good. So that -3 cannot be one of the solutions. All right, next one. Last one here. So again, this right here, this factors to x plus 6 and x minus 2. How ironic. It's right there and right there. So we can't have x to be -6 or 2 because that will make the denominator 0, therefore undefined. All right, I got to pick it up. LCD, x plus 6, x minus 2. Multiply everything by the LCD. So cancel, cancel. I'm left with a 4 plus x minus 1. And remember, pause it if you need to. X minus 6, x minus 6. So there's an x minus 2 equals 1. X minus 2 cancels. And I have an x plus 6. Combine everything. Okay, again, you might have to pause it. Okay, again, you might have to pause. I just put it all in. I put those out. Combine everything. Get it all to one side because of the x squared. You have an x squared minus 4x equals 0. Very easy. Factor out an x. So then, therefore, x equals 0. X equals 4. Go all the way back up top. Okay, it can't be -6 or 2. So both of these are good. So both of those work. Okay, x equals 0, x equals 4. Okay, so that's it. I got some time to spare. So again, if you needed to go back and do the box method for that, that's okay. To get the x squared minus 3x plus 2, and then bring everything from the right side over and combine like terms, make sure the x squared is always positive. All right, if you have any questions, bring them to class. See you.